Good evening, everyone. It's Father Neil. It's Thursday, the 15th of October, with my weekly update. So, since we last met, the Renew My Church Committee has met for the final meeting to prepare our final recommendation, our feedback report for the bishop. We will be reviewing that over the weekend and making our presentation to the bishop and the executive committee of Renew My Church this coming Tuesday. And after that, they'll review it, they'll present it to the cardinal and to the presbyteral council that advises the cardinal, and we hope to have a decision from the cardinal about the future come about the middle of November, and so we'll get that timeline soon. So at that point, obviously, we'll still continue to be St. Robert Bellarmine through June 30th, and we'll be working then with the transition team from downtown to help figure out how to implement whatever those decisions may be. Right now, it's not clear whether it'll be 1, 2, 3, or 4 parishes. Pretty likely that all 4 of us will not remain independent parishes. It's also pretty unlikely that we'll all combine into one parish. So it remains to be seen. Of course, that final decision is up to the cardinal, and as we know more, we'll let you know. And certainly when the cardinal does make the announcement, we will be having a live streamed meeting for all 4 parishes. The location is yet to be determined, but it'll be one of our 4 churches. So basically, again, those who can live stream, they'll be asked to do that. For those who can't or excuse me, cannot make it or don't have access, they could come to the meeting. So we'll work on that and let you know as soon as we meet more details. We have been working, and we now have the capability, we believe, to live stream the Masses. We're going to test run that this Saturday. It won't be published as a live stream to see if the thing works, and if it does, then we'll begin to not only record the Mass and have it up on the website, but also to live stream it as well. So this Sunday at 12:30, we'll have a special Mass for the young people who are going to be confirmed next March. So the confirmation rite of enrollment will be at a special Mass for their families and sponsors this Sunday at 12:30. So please keep all of our young people in your prayers. So other than that, we're still looking for volunteers. The school is doing quite well. We've been quite successful. The students who are e-learning will now have an opportunity to return to class in person after November 2nd. So that's been working very well. And if more do come back, we'll have to figure out exactly how the safety procedures there, the spacing of the desks and so forth. But that's been working really quite well. So our Office of Catholic Schools and our school principal and all of our teachers and staff have been working very hard to make sure that goes well, as have our parents been fairly cooperative in making that happen. So that's also good news. So those are really the big things that are going on. We have finished and gotten approval of our annual report for the year ended June 30th. I will be putting that in the bulletin on the 25th, so not this weekend, but next weekend with my commentary, which I have yet to write, and that will be on the website as well as in the bulletin. So please review that to see where we're at. We could still obviously use, as I said, more volunteers. We could also use some more of the contributions. As I said last time, our contributions are doing fairly well, but we're still down, and it does cost more for all the safety and healthcare precautions with the COVID regulations. So if those of you can afford to give a little bit more, that would be appreciated. Some of you have already responded more generously with extra gifts, and that's deeply, deeply appreciated. And of course, for those who are struggling, we want to certainly not put any pressure on you if that's a difficult burden for you. Certainly want to pray for anything that we can do to help all of our people who are hurting. Also, as we get closer to the election, obviously the presidential election is going to be very important, but so are many of our local ones. But we've already been hearing on the news, and the mayor and the city are gearing up for possible violence on that night, regardless of what happens. Although it's pretty clear that right now we probably will not have an actual winner declared that night with what the remote balloting and the absentee balloting and the in-mail voting in advance to see how that all gets done. So in the meantime, do please, as I said last week, continue to pray for peace and a return to civility. Do support all of our first responders and our military and our hospital personnel, police and firemen that work, and women that work so hard to keep us safe. Also pray over the issues for each race, for each elected office, to who best serves the needs of the people based on our Catholic Christian values, and of course think about that and pray about that before you go to the ballot box on the 3rd, or in person or in advance if you do a mail-in vote. So again, that's really all that's going on. Not a great deal of updates to offer. I will see everybody this Sunday, and I certainly would expect to have more news next Thursday about where we stand with Renew My Church. The decision won't be made at that point, but having met with the executive committee and the Bishop Manns, we should have a much more clear idea of the timeline and the rest of the process. So until then, God bless you all. Have a safe and healthy week, and I hope to see many of you at Mass on Sunday.